You mentioned you mentioned ServiceNow transition to JSM. Can you discover what is currently being done in ServiceNow and suggest a JSM setup to shorten the transition? Yes, we definitely can. I'm not sure if this is a question a little more general or you're looking for like some of the strategy session related things. Feel free to grab that right there. If you want help with that transition to ServiceNow, we do absolutely do those kinds of migrations. But the first thing we would probably be looking at here is the way that the portal is set up in service management, some of the essentially equivalent to request types and how they function, the workflows, and the work types. Those are by far going to be the biggest challenge when we're actually setting up a transition. Now, there's really two ways to do a transition like this. Number one is to kind of just abandon all your old tickets there and not bring them with you to JSM, which is typically recommended. But if you absolutely must have that history, what we'll need to do is make sure we map things in a way where we can bring over all the requests from ServiceNow and migrate them into Jira, and they could map to the correct work types, the correct request types, workflows, etc. Now, I think the biggest pitfall that a lot of people come across when doing a migration like this from ServiceNow or really any other platform is that they take whatever they're doing in ServiceNow and they do a one for one in Jira. You should absolutely avoid doing that for a few reasons, but they're different platforms. They act in different ways and they do things very differently. So I would definitely focus on setting up the absolute ideal environment you can in Jira, setting up very simple, clear portal groups, very simple request types, ones that your team will use and understand that are common to them, good documentation, and then taking the information from ServiceNow and seeing how it'll fit into that new JSM setup. So don't just do a one for one copy. Make sure you're really reworking, rethinking how you do things today and focusing on implementing in a way that Jira Service Management will handle absolutely best. Because I've seen nightmares where people do a one for one and it just creates a bunch of problems later that at some point need to be remediated. And I would highly suggest fixing that more upfront than fixing it later. Hey, real quick, if you feel like Jira is messy and slow, or you feel like you're constantly trying to fix and rebuild it, then I want to invite you to take our free Jira strategy assessment down below. In just a few really quick questions, we'll show you which stage your team is currently in and exactly what to fix first.